Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Friday. It is a great second Friday of 2020 here. And I've got this funky screen here with a little bit of ongoing forever and ever tunnel to share with you a little bit about some Google Chrome extensions. So if you use the tool of Google Chrome as you're browsing, like I have here, then you will possibly, hey Susie, how are ya? Then you possibly have heard of Google Chrome extensions. So that is these things up here that you'll see over and over again in infinity as I'm circling. But what are these Google Chrome extensions? How can they help you in your everyday functions, in your business functions? And my goodness, why do I have so many? So I've only seen one person that has more extensions than me. So I may have a little bit of an addiction, and I will admit that I very frequently add and take off some, but these are currently where I'm at and the ones I recommend. So the first one I have here is called Loom. And this is a screen recorder. It's a free, there you go, Loom video screen recorder. So basically what you're able to do is anytime you need to explain something with your screen, you're able to just do a screen recording that can include a video of you and show, oh, here's how you do this thing real quick, which can really help if you're trying to explain something here's how we do a login for client info, or this is the button I need you to click, or can you check as to why this is going on? It's a really easy way to communicate things back and forth, or to create trainings for your team, or to show a manager something you've been working on, or a client. So Loom is just a fantastic free screen share recording tool. The next one I have here is Grammarly. If you haven't seen all the ads or heard of Grammarly, basically it is a live spell check software program. So I'll see if it'll work here. It might not work while I'm live. But basically what it does is if you have a typo like this, it can help autocorrect it for you, kind of like a Word document or whatnot, but you don't have to do the left-hand click for it. So that's pretty cool tool to have of Grammarly, especially for someone like me who makes a lot of typos and spelling mistakes. It certainly helps me have better spelling, better grammar, make sure my sentences aren't too long, all of that. So highly, highly recommend Grammarly as a Google Chrome extension. Hey Anne-Marie, hey Letitia, happy Friday, so wonderful to see you here. Thanks for popping on. So the next one here I want to talk about is called Honey. This is more of a personal one than a business one. And Honey is one of those like coupon finding things. So if you ever go to one of those big websites and they say, oh, do you have a coupon for this? For example, I did this with HostGator when I first purchased a HostGator package, and they found half off a 3-year package for me. So yeah, you use Grammarly. I love Grammarly, both for personal and business use. It really, really helps. That is fantastic. But yeah, so Honey, it helps you track prices like on Amazon. So, Amazon kind of, a big thing that they do is they have, hey Alicia, good morning. One of the things that Amazon does is they have an automatic software program that changes prices based on pricings of other things that are available. So for example, if there's a laptop out there that Best Buy is selling for cheaper, the software Amazon has will change theirs for cheaper. So from day to day, the price of an item can change, and Honey allows you to track that so you know if you're getting the best price on it. So I really like to use that for online shopping. So that is great. Hello. Next really good one here is called Boomerang. So Boomerang is a Gmail extension tool that does so many cool things. Oh, by the way, all of these are free. They're all free tools. Of course, they have paid upgrades, but the basic use of them is free. So Boomerang works really, really well with Gmail. So what you're able to do is do things like schedule emails. Let's say you're working super, super late on a Friday night or working on Sunday, and you don't want to send your client an email on Sunday. You can schedule it to go out first thing Monday morning. Additionally, perhaps you got honey? Yeah, Susie, honey is fantastic. It's super, super helpful for online shopping. That's awesome. But yeah, so Boomerang basically also it allows you to schedule things to send later or send at different times for emails, but it also allows you to quite literally boomerang something. So if you get an email and it's really, really important, but you're busy working on something else, you can have it resend to you perhaps tomorrow morning or later in the afternoon so that you'll remember to recheck it. So this is a fantastic tool to help you organize and sort and keep on top of your email if you have Gmail specifically. A lot of this stuff is Google products, Google Chrome, Gmail, and whatnot. So if you use other things, this may be less helpful for you. But if you do use a lot of Google products, this is super helpful. I'm a big Google fan, as you'll probably find out. All right, so moving right along, this tool here is Google Tag Assistant. See it on to infinity. And basically, Tag Assistant allows you to be able to see if a website has Google Analytics on there, if they have any Google tags on there. So as a digital marketing agency, this helps us help clients to see if this is set up. So this would be like for Google Analytics. In order to use Google Analytics, you put a piece of code on your website so that you can see what people are using their website for, if they have it set up, when you have how much traffic you come to your website, how much time people are spending on there, their bounce rate. If you have a website as a business owner, I highly, highly recommend setting up Google Analytics, and this will help you make sure it's set up correctly, because then you know what your audience is doing on your website. For example, if everybody comes to your blog, they read one blog and leave, that's a good sign that maybe you want to add some links on your blog to encourage people to go look at other things on your website. So just a little bit of data to help you have a better website. Moving right along, this next one is the Facebook Pixel Helper. Same thing, same concept, but this is the one that's done by Facebook. So if you do any Facebook advertising, or you think you might ever do Facebook advertising in the future, you want to make sure that you have the Pixel installed on your Facebook page, from your Facebook advertising account, to your business website. So if you want some more information about what the Pixel is and how to install it, we have a couple of training videos for that, and just let me know in the comments and I'll share the link with you. But this is a really, really great way to, for example, retarget people. If you have audience members that are visiting the product pages of your website, but they don't purchase anything, you can then show them another ad to say, hey, you want to take a second look at this product? So this is a way to help make sure that you have your Facebook Pixel installed. And if you run an agency or you're helping do Facebook ads for other people, this is a really critical tool to help make sure you know what Pixel is installed and how many different versions of the Pixel are there. Because it's like page view, button click, product view. That way also you can, if you're doing like a webinar registration, you can use the Pixel to optimize your ads towards people who have actually signed up and gone to the thank you page. So lots of cool stuff here. I have another video on that, so I will move on. This next one here is Google Analytics opt-out. It's very similar to this one here, which is Block Me on Analytics. So what this is good for is if you are if you're a business owner or something where you're doing work on someone else's website for them, and you don't want the time you're spending on your client's website to count in their analytics and change their data, you can just block yourself on that or opt out of Google Analytics tracking your traffic from there. So that's what these tools are really helpful for, especially if you have a lot of people on your team that are looking at the same client's website. This way you're not messing up the data on the website and you can really see what their audience is doing. This next one here is a toggle extension. So myself and my team, we all track our time with Toggl, and it's a little bit easier. You can probably see up here, I do also have Toggl open in another window. But when you're working on projects, you can switch time tracking here. We don't do a whole lot of projects that are based on time, but it's really nice to see at the end of the month, how much time did we spend on this client? How much time did we spend on that client? And make sure that you're properly tracking what you're doing. Next, we have this one here is for Pinterest. And this is very similar to the Google Tag Helper and the Pixel Tag Helper, but it works for Pinterest. So because I'm on a Facebook group page, none of these are showing up. But if I were to go to like a business page or something, I can see if the Pinterest tag is there. It does the same basic stuff as the Facebook Pixel and the Google Tag Manager. This helper just lets you see if it's installed. Next, we have Tailwind. This is an amazing tool for whoops. Some of them you can't really click on without causing things to happen. But Tailwind basically is a really great tool that helps you automate and schedule postings for Pinterest. And having the extension will mean if I'm surfing through a blog and I think, wow, this blog is really great, I want to post this on my Pinterest page, I can just use this extension to help add those things without having to copy and paste and open it up. Just makes that process a lot smoother. Next, I have this HubSpot tool. I use HubSpot for all of our emails, as a CRM system to keep track of our client relationship management is what CRM stands for, so that I can see, what is email conversations here, and so that my team can see that as well. And it keeps track of like, these are our clients, these are people who are working with us, these are our partners, etc. So HubSpot is incredible. The CRM tool, just the basic CRM is free, and some of the starter tools are a lot more affordable, but it does get pretty expensive if you have a big company. So moving on is the Acorns app. This is more of a personal one than a business one as well. But if you use Acorns, it's a great tool that basically just rounds up the change on things that you spend and puts it into a savings account for you that grows pretty good percentages. I think mine averages between 15 and 25% growth over the last 3 years. So that's really tremendous. But one of the cool features they have is a lot of times if you make a purchase from another company, that company will add money to your account for you. So I think, for example, the last one I did was like 1-800-Flowers. They did 10%, or I think it was more like 2%. 2% of my order was added to my savings account. So just a really cool little thing to see about what kind of cash back you can get. This next one here is a lot more advanced to be able to see more about Facebook audience insights. Still kind of putzing around with this one and how it works, but definitely think there's some cool potential there. This one here is the same thing as Toggl, but it's a time tracker for EverHour. I use that for my work with Atomic Revenue. Then LastPass is a fantastic tool for keeping track of all of your passwords and being able to share passwords with people. That way clients don't have to email you tons and tons of passwords, or you have to have an unsecure site that's sharing passwords with everybody. It's all kept here nice and safe. You can use it for personal, for business, for sharing with team, for keeping your stuff personal. LastPass is just a really, really great tool for keeping track of passwords. It's very secure as well. And then finally, this one here is the Facebook screen sharing, which allows me to do cool things like this to share my screen with you for a live on Facebook. So that is a little bit about the current Google Chrome extensions that I'm using, along with my recommendations. Especially these first ones here, highly recommend that to everybody, just depending on your needs. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment or reach out, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks so much.